Okay, so we'll go over what the knuckle and the spindle and all the drain plugs and fill plugs and all that stuff is. Okay, so this is your vent. This goes up to your differential. Okay, that's just clamped on there with a clamp. Everybody knows what your spindle is. Spindle, that's where your tire attaches with your lug nuts. This is the plug that you pull out where you have a 15mm bolt that is straight ahead that holds on your spindle. Holds on your half shaft. Goes through there. 15mm bolt. You can just use your 3/8 ratchet with an extension and stick it in there, and that'll come right off. All right. So moving around here, see if we can get some light. Alright, moving around over here. This is a plate that goes on that has your interior gears. This is the fill plug right here. Fill plug. All these extras on the outside just hold it on. This is your tie rod end. Helps with the camber of your tire from left to right, not top and bottom. Okay. Ball joint, I replaced mine. Same thing on the other side. They didn't have the shaft, so I had to just put the 2 ball joints on the old one and cinch them down. Okay. This is where the ball joint attaches. Has a castle nut with a cotter pin. Take the cotter pin out, and then your castle nut comes right off. Let's see. Let's go around the other side. This is where, okay, so your spindle goes through and your locking spindle nut is on this side. So you got 4 bolts. 19mm comes right off. It's only torqued down to about 65 foot-pounds of torque. That comes off. I'll show you what that looks like when it comes off. And then your spindle nut. The old styles have the spindle nut and then kind of like this castle nut looking thing that has the ears bent over that attach itself onto the spindle nut. I changed mine to the locking spindle nuts from Blue Hummer. That's where I got those. Once this cover comes off, it's basically on here with just some 5-minute sealer. It's called The Right Stuff. I use the gray. You can use gray or black, doesn't matter. Okay. So your half shaft comes through here, like I said, 15mm nut bolt, inside here. Then this just slides right out. As far as, let me try to, hold on. As far as how it's connected on the other side, it is connected by just 6 bolts. I think they're 15mm also. 15mm. See if I can point them out right here. So there's 2 together, then you gotta spin the half shaft and get the other 6 or other 4. There's 6 total. Okay, and then it just pops right out. As far as you might have to like shimmy it around a little bit just so it comes off, but it just attaches to your rotor, to the outside of the rotor. And then to get your knuckle off, if you wanted to, if you got to change your ball joints, I showed you on the other side where it was disconnected already. 4 bolts. That little shim piece that I showed you goes underneath here. That kind of sandwiches it together. This ball joint, it's okay. I'm going to change it out. I'm going to change the boot out. It looks like it's dry rotted, all cracked and dry rotted. And then the lower one is down there, 4 bolts, and it just pops right off. I would suggest maybe supporting the knuckle. If you do take the ball joints off and disconnect everything, support it a little bit with a rope. That's how I did it. I just tied a rope around the top. I did the top one first, and then I did the bottom, but I disconnected the top, tied a rope so it would hold it up, and then I was able to disconnect all the pieces and parts to take it off. Okay. Other than that, the upper control arm and lower control arm will just stay right there where they are. I'll show you on the other side. So that's the upper right here,
lower right here, and then your shock is right here for half shafts right here. Maybe I can show you up in here where your bolts are. Bolts are there and there. Okay, there you go. And then you can just put your transfer case and everything in neutral. You can spin it by hand, and it should come right out. If you do take your knuckle off, it should just pop right out this way, and then you can change it out or do a repair if you're looking to do a repair on it. Okay, I'll put descriptions of everything that you need in the description below and all the part numbers. I'm not going to be putting this back together today. I have ordered some pieces, and we're going to be putting it together maybe by the weekend, but I'll post some videos of that. This is just kind of showing you all the pieces and parts of how to disconnect it, and then all the parts that I have already taken off. So ball joints, that's the piece that goes on the back. Ball joint goes on here, that's for the control arm for steering. And then there's your knuckle. This is the back side. This is the piece that goes towards the interior of the truck. Okay, that is the bearing that goes on the half shaft. On the half shaft. On the spindle. This is the outer. That's the inner, and a couple spacers. It's pretty easy. But we'll show you once we get putting it all back together. We'll show you how easy it is. All right. Thank you.